Hello guys, you're watching the Geek Someone Tale talking about The Walking Dead Series 3, Episode 8 to 16. So we've got a lot of episodes to talk about. So let's go. We've talked about the first half of Series 3 and Series 1 and 2 already, so check it out if you haven't already. So, I'm just going to mishmash all episodes into one and just talk about it as we go. So, the Colonel. The Colonel we're learning a lot more about, and he's a nasty piece of work. Obviously, he has his daughter locked up as a zombie. We learn later on when he's having a confrontation with Rick that his wife died before all this went about. But also, he's just lost it, really. He's killing his own people and making out Rick's doing it and stuff like that to just twist things, and he'll gain the power, I find. The Colonel is definitely an interesting villain that survives at this point, so he's in Series 4, no doubt, and where he goes next, I don't know. But the war, we'll get onto that in a bit. The old dude who owned the farm lost his leg. He got bit. That was interesting. That was something which I honestly thought when he turned, but that's still not stopped him. He's still here. He's still going. I thought it would have finished him off by now. But no, he's still. And he's quite a compass person to keep everyone on track, I find. And the morale, he brings that with him, I find, which is cool. Next up, we have, obviously, the Guardians of the Galaxy dude. We finally have him. Obviously, he captures two of the people from our prison zone, our main characters, captures them and tortures them, blah, blah, blah. And eventually, the Guardians of the Galaxy dude joins our main character's team with after conflict of what he's just done to them two. And the Colonel just saying it's all on him, but actually the Colonel did some stuff to the farmer's daughter. And you obviously have that Korean guy who got beaten up to hell. So, they've got proper tortured as well. But anyway, I guess all is slightly all forgiven with the Guardians of the Galaxy dude, because obviously he finds his brother. They have a fight because the Colonel makes them, and then they escape. Later on, their brotherly bond gets destroyed by the Colonel. Of course, he's very much a ripple in all this series, because he's caused another problem now. Basically the Guardians of the Galaxy dude, that guy basically went head to head and tries to shoot some of the Colonel's men, then tries to kill the Colonel, and the Colonel kills him, but makes him turn into a zombie on purpose for our main characters to find. How horrible. Which also causes another thing. His little minion, his friend, I guess you will, his scientist friend, tells Nessa, the person who lost her sister later on, who was from our original gang, and then joins the Colonel as girlfriend, I guess. She has attempts at killing Colonel, doesn't happen. She also tries to run off to tell our prison dudes about the trap the Colonel's actually going to do, but then the Colonel gets her, beats the crap out of her, and then gets his little minion and kills him and makes him turn into a zombie to try and kill her, which actually works. So we lose another main character. We're losing main characters like that in this series, which is crazy. And I think a show that can do that is so cool, because I like it raises the stakes, it makes it feel realistic. Not all our characters are gonna survive, which is a thing. So, yeah. We also had her trying to run away, and he's doing the whistling, he's tormenting her, and she sets a load of zombies on him, which is class. But yeah, anyway, the Colonel survives. He wants the woman with the sword because she lost, she cut his eye and killed his daughter, so there's that. Also the woman who lost her sister wanted to kill herself at one point. She actually finally does it, because she obviously does it to stop herself from turning into a zombie. So I guess full circle of that with Rick being there and her saying about the safety was a very nice link back to when they first met, which was kind of cool. But anyway, also sad, very sad, quite, oh no, but yeah. Rick decides he's going to take the Colonel out when they come full force, but before that they had a mini confrontation. They had a stalemate with basically, you know, them trying to work things out, but the Colonel trying to twist things and having a secret gun behind the table. Not to be trusted guy. But anyway, he sets war in the prison, and then the Colonel's soldiers fail, so he kills them all and tries to make out Rick does it, really. Rick goes into there. I don't know where the Colonel is at this point, and his 2 minions. However, Rick decides to take the villagers, if they want to, and basically get them to the prison. And that's where the series ends. The Colonel's kind of lost his people, which he's not going to be happy about. Or at least the majority of them. I don't know who stayed and who didn't. But quite a lot of people joined the prison there. So we have an army for our good team, at least. Also, Rick's seeing visions of his wife and getting them phone calls and stuff like that. So he's still seeing visions of his wife, which is like, you know, Rick's not mentally all there. Plus his son is obviously killed his mom. But also he killed that dude who was on the bad team. But that guy was surrendering and the son still killed him. So it's like, you know, the son is slowly turning dark, I feel. Even though he feels like he's doing right and he's doing the moral thing and he has to kill no matter what first, because otherwise it's going to cause consequences later down the line, is what he feels like he's learnt. So fair enough in that aspect, but that's just interesting. I feel like the son is probably going to cause some problems next series or beyond. But yeah, what else? Oh yes, our 2 lovebirds are getting married and they got the farmer's blessing, which was an interesting thing, I guess. That's nice for them whenever they're not snogging all the time, because that's basically what they all do every time now. Literally, you just see them snogging all the time in every episode. It's pretty much it with their character at this point. The woman with the sword loses, obviously, her best friend with Nasa. I don't know the character's name because I'm a noob. I'm sorry. How many episodes we've been with them now and I still can't remember their names. I know, I'm terrible. But the woman who lost a sister in series 1 who joined our gang and then was the Colonel's wife. Yeah, her friend, the woman with the sword, loses her, and it's going to be interesting to see how much more vendetta she has to the Colonel. He's got an army coming after him now at this point. He's doing some terrible things and my cat is in the way. Get down, buddy. What else? The zombies aren't really much of a threat at this point. They just feel like annoying flies. It's more the people at this stage. Unless there's an army of zombies, then it gets danger. That's what I find at this point. But yeah, the budget seems to go up as well, which is interesting. So they look more cool, I guess. There's something else I feel like I'm missing that I haven't talked about because there's so many episodes to talk about. I'm just like, oh yes. The person who saved Rick at the beginning of series 1, that guy's back. Not with his son, because his son got killed by the mom who was a zombie that guy couldn't kill. So that caused consequences on him and him losing his family and him going crazy. And then finally Rick coming down to him and taking him, you know, getting to terms with that. And the B plot is just his son and the woman with the sword trying to get a picture and trying to attack some zombies to get that picture from a wall, a family photo picture. So that's a cool little side plot that I liked. It's just felt like a little... We've had too many Rays in the States. This was just like dialing us back down to like, okay, that's all right. So that's what I felt was interesting in this episode. It was low stakes. Low stakes, just Rick talking to one of our original characters from this first series. And he kind of gets left on his own still, but it was nice to check up on him, but also realise, oh crap, his world has just crumbled. And he didn't want to join Rick for the rest of the journey, which is fair enough. But it was still nice to see him, I guess. But yes, Rick has took all the Colonel's people, or majority of the people. We don't actually know how many people decide to come with Rick. But that's where the series left off. So when the Colonel gets back, he's not going to be happy. It's interesting who joins the fight. Because obviously, we've lost our main character now again. We've also lost that guy's brother who with the crossbow sort of thing. So yeah, there's a lot of problems happening. And people dealing with grief at the moment. But hey, I think this series is an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's actually my weakest out of all the series so far, but I still think it's solid. It's such a good show, and I'm going to talk about more next time, so stay tuned for that, and as well as see you guys in a review very soon. Have a nice day.